Walaikum assalam. Acha beta, today is 21st January. I am starting class with recording. The question number one of today's class is January 2021 paper, and this is the fourth question of the same paper, January 2021. In this paper, sir, you are given a nichrome wire. Nichrome wire are used in an electric heater because they produce heat energy too much. So this is a nichrome wire, and you have to complete a circuit diagram in which you have to connect an ammeter. You know, ammeter is always connected in series. And I think we have solved the question in which the question was why ammeter is connected in series, why a voltmeter is connected in parallel. I think we have discussed this question. Okay? And I think I have explained this question with Zainab only because you were busy in your unit 1 exam. So with Zainab, I have explained why ammeter is connected always in series and why voltmeter always connected in parallel. जैनब आपको याद है वोल्ट मीटर पैरेलल क्यों लगाते हैं एम मीटर सीरीज में क्यों लगाते हैं ऐसे ही पूछ रहा हूं मैं याद है या नहीं यस या नो एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं पूछूंगा आपसे जी बेटा ठीक है बेटा एंड नाउ आई एम कंप्लीटिंग द सर्किट and in the circuit sir we are given a voltmeter always connected in parallel ammeter always connected in series and it is connected with obviously a power supply. If power supply contain two lines then it is a cell, and if cells are connected in series then it becomes a battery. As well as, sir, if this is a variable resistor, then we draw an arrow like this. It shows this is a variable resistor. And you know, variable resistor is used to vary current of the circuit. And in the last class, we have studied resistors are used to control current. Okay, and now we are solving question. The question is, sir, we are given a graph, and the graph is not voltage versus current. This graph is against voltage against length. Okay. And you know that voltage is directly proportional to resistance and resistance is directly proportional with length. So you can see voltage and resistance are directly proportional. So we can plot a graph which is a straight line, which is a straight line. So this is a graph. This is a graph, and now by using this graph, we have to calculate the resistivity of the wire. We have to calculate resistivity of the wire. By using graph, then student will say, sir, equation of resistivity is R is equals to raw length over area. But the graph is voltage versus length. So, sir, voltage versus length, sir, no voltage, no length. Sorry, there is a length in this formula, but there is no voltage. So, this R can be replaced by Ohm's law. And according to Ohm's law, this R is equal to V upon I. You know, resistance is the ratio of voltage and current. Then raw length over area. And if you have to calculate resistivity, then I am making resistivity as a subject and then voltage divided by length, voltage divided by length. This value we will use from the graph as well as area and current will be there. And now we are solving resistivity by using graph. So, sir, this is a graph. This is a straight line graph. And if the graph is passing through origin, then we do not need to calculate gradient. Okay. If the line is not passing through gradient, sorry, not passing through origin, then we use 2 points, and then we calculate gradient y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. And if any straight line is passing through origin, then you can use starting point as 0, 0. And if you are using starting point as 0, 0, then obviously we are not calculating gradient. We can use any value on the graph. Okay. So I think the most easiest value, I think, is this. This point is very easy to read, in which voltage is 2.5 and the length is 0.6. Okay, voltage 2.5. Sir, voltage 2.5, length 0.6, area. Sir, area of the wire is 5.31 exponent minus 8 divided by current. And if you read the question properly, then in this question, the the current during the experiment keeping constant, and the value of current will remain zero point 0.2. The value of current will remain zero point 0.2. So, beta Banin, you use calculator very well. Beta Banin, can you help me to calculate resistivity? 1.1 exponent minus 6. And Banin, beta, do you know what is the unit of resistivity? Because in the last class, I told you the unit of resistivity. जी बट अच्छा चलिए आप लेट आई थी तो मैं आपको बता देता हूँ रेजिस्टिविटी थी आर ए अपॉन एल बेटा रेजिस्टेंस इज ओम area in meter square length in meter okay beta so if meter cancel with meter square so the unit of resistivity is ohm into meter ohm into meter जी beta noted and now they are asking calculate power from the nichrome wire or when the length is 0.75 meter. Okay, you have to calculate power. You know, and I think I should not help you to calculate power. But a Zenith power calculate करना है and the length of the wire is 0.75. आप मुझे बताइए इस ग्राफ में क्या करेंगे to calculate power? If you are given length is 0.75 meter. जी बेटा Zenith, very simple question I am asking. No, no, no. I think the easiest formula will be V into I because the current of the wire will remain constant. Okay, but the current of the wire remains constant. Other quantities are changing. Okay, so current is constant, so we must use the value of current as well as you can see when the length is 0.75, then we will calculate the value of voltage from the graph. And the value of voltage from the graph is 3.1 and the current remains constant दैट इज 0.2 तो बेटा मैंने आई स्क्वायर आर को क्यों आपको एकदम से मना कर दिया बेटा क्योंकि सर इन दिस क्वेश्चन द वैल्यू ऑफ करंट रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट सो वी मस्ट यूज द वैल्यू ऑफ करंट ठीक है जनाब दैट इज 0.2 और वी आर गिवन लेंथ तो ऑब्वियसली बाय लेंथ यू कैन फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ वोल्टेज फ्रॉम द ग्राफ क्योंकि ग्राफ यूज करना है तो वोल्टेज इज 3.1 current is 0.2 then Vanil, what is the power? 0.62. 0.62 watts. Okay. And I use P is equal to VI. Sir, I is 0.2 constant. Okay. This V, sir, V from the graph, it is 3.1. Okay. But Bunny, the value of current is given especially in 3SF 0.200. ठीक है जनाब, ये खाली 0.2 भी लिख सकते थे, पर दे साइड 0.0.200 SF, तो आप इसके अंदर भी ना एक SF बढ़ा दें, तो जरा बताइएगा 0.62 के बाद कुछ आ रहा है या जीरो लगा दूं बस? ठीक है, बस जीरो लगा लेते हैं, जीरो लगा लेते हैं। तो आपको ये जीरो लगाने की बेटा लॉजिक मेरी समझ में आ रही है? मैं इसलिए जीरो लगाने पे फोर्स कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि आपको जीरो करंट की वैल्यू 3 SF में दी हुई है। ठीक है जी। So we have solved this question and it is the last question of resistivity in this worksheet. सही है? And I think there is no more question on resistivity in this sheet now. Okay. And now I am going to start a new topic in today's class. And the name of the new topic is series parallel circuit. You know already. But I think I am going to teach you some new thing. In series circuit, everyone knows, so the value of current remains same everywhere. In series, in series, there is one path to the flow of current. There is same value of current everywhere. The total resistance is equal to R1 plus R2. But the special thing जो मैं आपको पढ़ाना चाह रहा हूँ वो ये कि सीरीज सर्किट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज पोटेंशियल डिवाइडर. Series circuit is also known as potential divider. And potential divider means, sir, total voltage is divided in these two resistors. And you should know a formula, जो मुझे पता है आपने IGCSE में पढ़ा हुआ होता है. पोटेंशियल डिवाइडर फॉर्मूला बेटा ये होता था R1 प्लस R2, R1 plus R2. Okay. If you are calculating voltage of R1, then you will use R1. If you are calculating voltage of R2, then you will use R2. Okay. So note down this formula, and I'm not interested to practice this formula right now because we are going to solve a question from past paper sheet and then we will apply this formula in that question. ठीक है बेटा? We will use this formula in the next question. Jupiter, have you noted? Okay. And now this is a potential divider formula. And now, sir, if you are studying parallel circuit, sir, in parallel circuit, sir, voltage is same, many paths to the flow of current, many paths to the flow of current, same voltage across each resistor, current is divided. So I call this circuit as current divider. Current is divided. In this circuit, voltage is divided. In this circuit, current is divided. And I am going to teach you a formula which I claim that your school teacher will not teach this formula. I'm claiming. So this is R1, this is R2. But Zainab, current I coming from the battery and this current is divided between these two resistors. So I am calling this circuit as current divider. And if I ask you what is current through R1, what is current through R2, so I am teaching you a formula which I am claiming Your school teacher will not teach. This formula everyone teaches. This formula everyone teaches. But this formula, I am claiming no one will teach you. Sir, I1 is equal to R1 plus R2. In this question, current is divided. I2 is equals to R1 plus R2. Current is divided. अच्छा बेटा, you know, in Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. You know, voltage and resistance are directly proportional. So V1 corresponding to R1, V2 corresponding to R2. But in series, you know, current and resistance are inversely proportional. And if they are inversely proportional, then I1 corresponding to R2 and I2 corresponding to R1. It is special. R2 for I1, R1 for I2. And this formula is used only for two resistors in parallel. If there are more resistors, three resistor, four resistor, then you cannot use this formula. You cannot use this formula. Whereas in this formula, sir, if there are three resistor, then it will be R1 plus R2 plus R3. If are four resistor, then R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4. So this can be used for any number of resistors. But in parallel, this formula which I am teaching you is used only for two resistor. Okay, and I am giving you an example of this question as well. The question is, the question is, and Simra, you will answer me, beta. Simra, you will answer me. Consider this is 10 ohm. Consider this is 20 ohm. Okay, and the current coming from the battery, consider it is 3 ampere. But Simra, can you tell me what will be current through R1? But use this formula, okay? Because actually it is a practice. It is a practice question. What is current through R1? No, no, no. It means you are not using the formula, you are just dividing. The 3 ampere is divided in the two resistor 1.5 and 1.5. No, beta. Simra, I am asking you to solve, to use this formula, beta. Simra. Formula is R1 is 10, R2 is 20. Total current is 3 ampere. R2 is 20. So I1 will be 20 into 3 divided by 30. And now simplify. 0, 0 cancel. 3, 3 cancel. So current is 2 ampere. 2 ampere through R1. 2 ampere through R1. But Simra, current is not divided into resistor in the same ratio. You said 1.5. It means you are dividing half current in each. It is wrong. Current is divided according to their resistance ratio. If the resistance is low, there will be greater current. If the resistance is high, then there will be small current. So you can see 2 ampere current through R1. So 1 ampere current through R2. Because this 3 ampere, because this 3 ampere is divided S2 S2 1. जी बेटा सिमरा, is it clear or not बेटा सिमरा? Okay, and it means we should practice potential divider formula as well. Simra, I am giving you one more question in which two resistors are connected in series. Consider the voltage is 30 volt. Consider it is 5 ohm. Consider it is 6 ohm. Okay. And now you have to divide this voltage 30 volt between 5 ohm and 6 ohm. Voltage will be divided in 5 ohm and in 6 ohm. My question is, what will be voltage across 5 ohm? What will be voltage across 6 ohm? This is R1, this is R2. Okay. So what a formula I have taught you? Ji Simra. Uh, 5 times 30 divided by, yes, 11. It means now you have understood the concept. Okay, do not use calculator. Do not use calculator. But I think now you know how to use formula. Okay, beta. Okay. So this is called voltage divider formula, and this is called current divider formula. Okay. So one more thing. One more thing. If I ask you to calculate the total resistance of the circuit, so in IGCSE you have studied, sir, total resistance of series, sir, R1 plus R2 plus R3, etc. R1 plus R2 plus R3, etc. So simple addition in series. But in parallel, how do we calculate total resistance? Sir, total resistance of parallel circuit is 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3, etc. But I do not use this formula. Sir, why? Because it takes long method. If you take LCM and after taking LCM, if you reciprocal this equation, then I like to use this formula in which I say again and again, sir, if you are calculating total resistance of parallel, but this formula is only valid for two resistor. And in your exam, you are given only two resistor. अभी आप पेपर सॉल्व करोगे तो देख लेना. You will be given two resistors in series or two resistors in parallel. Okay. So if two resistors are connected in parallel, then I will say divide product by sum. I will say divide product by sum. So, so when you divide product by sum, then this is called parallel circuit. Then this is called parallel circuit total. Okay. And if you are working on series, then you know series is very simple, sir. R1 plus R2. Okay. So for series, simple addition. And for parallel, R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay. I'm not practicing because we will practice directly in the past paper series. You should note down only formula. Jibta, have you noted? Okay. Acha, beta, as I said, okay, in exam, you will be given two series to parallel, but it will not be so simple. Two series to parallel will be like this. Sir, we will be given two resistors in series and the third one will be in parallel. Draw this diagram at least once so that you can identify. Sir, in exam, you will see you will be given two series and one parallel. You will be given two series, one parallel, or two parallel, one series, two parallel, one series. In Cambridge board, current electricity is very difficult. In Edexcel, it is not difficult. You will see only this kind of circuits. Two series, one parallel, or two parallel, one series. At least you should draw once. So today we are going to start series parallel circuits or DC circuits. In series, there is one path to the flow of current. In parallel, many paths to the flow of current. In series, total resistance is always greater. In series, total resistance always greater because total resistance equals to the sum of all R1 plus R2 plus R3. So in series, there is high resistance. In parallel, there is always low resistance. Series high resistance, parallel low resistance. If you have drawn this circuit, then I'm going to start past paper question. So go back to the sheet of past papers and I'm starting from page number 9. Page number 9, June 2022 question. Page number 9. This is page number 9. Yes. Page number 9. And this is from January 2022. And we will solve all the question from this worksheet. So let's start. So what is the question? The question is, two parallel and one series. Okay. And whenever you are given series parallel circuit, you should calculate first total resistance. In this question, what they are asking to calculate, it is a 6 mark question. Then obviously you cannot decide directly. It is a 6 mark question. So we should calculate first the total resistance of the circuit. And I am giving name. This is R1, this is R2, this is R3. And I am asking Abdullah. Abdullah beta R1 and R2 series or parallel? Abdullah? Abdullah, R1, R2 series or parallel? Yes, it is parallel. And if you are calculating total resistance of parallel, then what is formula of parallel? Sir, product divided by sum. Product divided by sum. Abdullah, what is formula of parallel? Product divided by sum. Okay. So the product of 3 and 6 and the sum of 3 and 6. 3 6 are 18, 3 plus 6 it is 9 and 18 upon 9 it is equal to 2. It means you have calculated the total resistance of the parallel part. You have calculated total resistance of parallel section And if you draw this circuit, then it will help you to understand, it will help you to calculate next part. Now, this R3 is as it is. This R3 is as it is. And R1 and R2 are combined as RP. R1 and R2 are combined as RP. And the value of RP is 2 ohm. And the value of R3 is 4 ohm. And now, and now, what is the question? So the question is calculate number of electron through X. And you know number of electron. I taught you a formula, I think. I taught you a formula that current is equal to rate of flow of charge. And whenever you have to calculate number of electron, then Q is always equal to Ne. Q is charge and charge is equal to Ne. And in this Ne, this N means number of electrons. I have taught you last week this formula. Number of electron is capital N and E is a constant. You know it is elementary charge 1.6 exponent minus 19 coulomb. So sir, if you have to calculate N means number of electron means you have to calculate first the current of R2. You have to calculate current of R2. Okay, this is the main question. You have to calculate current of R2, but you do not know what is the current, total current coming from the battery. You do not know what is the total current coming from the battery. So first, you should calculate total resistance of the whole circuit. Now, R3 and RP are in series. So R3 plus RP, it will give you total resistance. R3 is 4, RP is 2. So the total resistance of the whole circuit is 6 ohm and you need current. You need current to calculate N. You need current. So I can say total current of the circuit will be total voltage equal to total resistance. First, we are calculating total current of the circuit. Total voltage, or total voltage is 12. Total voltage is 12. Total voltage is 12. Total resistance is 6. So the total current coming from the battery is 2 ampere. So as I said earlier, okay. It means that we have to calculate number of electrons, but we cannot calculate directly number of electron. Obviously, first we will calculate current of R2. But current of R2 cannot be calculated directly because we do not know how much total current coming from the battery. So total current coming from the battery is 2 ampere. And now you can say 2 ampere coming from the battery, 2 ampere current passing through R2. But when 2 ampere current reaches at this point, then the current is divided into two segments. And but Zainab, I taught you a formula today, that is current divider formula or voltage divider formula. Okay, then which formula I should use to calculate current of R2, because I know the total current is 2 ampere. Ji, Zainab, can you suggest me? Sir, total current is 2 ampere And how do I calculate current of R2? Yes, you are right. It means I am using current divider formula. Okay. I am using current divider formula. So what is current divider formula? Current divider formula is, sir, if you are calculating current of R2, okay? If you are calculating current of R2, it means I2 is equal to current of R2, obviously it will be I2, it will be I1, yes. And I2 is equal to, in denominator, R1 plus R2 into total current. Abdullah, can you tell me, here is I2. I have to calculate I2. Abdullah, here will be R1 or R2? R2 यार अब्दुल्ला सोच ले यार ऐसा ना कर यार अब्दुल्ला R1 I told you I taught you if you are using current divider formula then if you are calculating I2 then you will use R1, okay, and now calculate G for current divider, okay, and if you are calculating voltage divider then the I2 sorry V2 corresponding to R2, ठीक है, लेकिन करंट में उल्टा करते हैं, करंट में उल्टा करते हैं, ठीक, एंड नाउ आई एम पुटिंग द वैल्यूज, नाउ आई एम पुटिंग द वैल्यूज R1, सर R1 is 3, R1 is 3, and total current, sir, total current is 2 ampere, total current is 2 ampere, so can you tell me what will be the current, what will be the current? what will be the current? 0.66 ampere, 0.66 ampere. 3 to the 6 divided by 9, 6 divided by 9, it is 0.66 ampere. So you have calculated current. Sir, current through X2 is 0.66 ampere. अच्छा बेटा बनीन उसने पूछा नहीं है लेकिन मैं आपसे अगर पूछना चाहूँ कि व्हाट विल बी करंट थ्रू R1, R1 का करंट कितना होगा? बिल्कुल सही, 2 माइनस 0.66, ठीक है। अच्छा कुछ स्टूडेंट को मैथमेटिक्स बहुत अच्छा आता है तो वो इस फॉर्मूले में भी नहीं जाते और वो लोग यूं सवाल सॉल्व कर लेते हैं कि सर करंट विल बी डिवाइडेड इनटू 1:2, ठीक है जनाब, 1:2, एंड इफ यू हैव टू डिवाइड करंट 2 एम्पियर 1:2 देन इट विल बी 1 डिवाइडेड बाय सम ऑफ द रेशो 1/3 इनटू टोटल करंट 2 एम्पियर, सॉल्व करोगे वो भी 0.66 आएगा। तो अगर किसी बच्चे का मैथ बहुत अच्छा हो तो उसने मेरी बात समझ ली होगी कि 2 एम्पियर करंट इज डिवाइडेड, 2 एम्पियर करंट is divided in the ratio of 3:6 means 1:2 और 1:2 के रेशियो में डिवाइड करके ऐसे आपकी मार्किंग स्कीम में ये लिखा हुआ है, आपकी मार्किंग स्कीम में ये लिखा हुआ है, यानी एग्जामिनर को पता है कि बच्चे यूज रेशो मेथड, दिस इज अ रेशो मेथड इन विच 2 एम्पियर करंट इज डिवाइडेड and obviously smaller current through larger resistance, smaller current through larger resistance। और मुझे पता है कि आप में से बच्चे कुछ बच्चे बहुत ही मुश्किल से समझ पाते हैं तो उनके लिए बेटा मैंने आपको पढ़ाया है फॉर्मूला, इफ यू आर कैलकुलेटिंग करंट ऑफ R1 sorry R2, if you are calculating current for R2 it is current of R2 but using R1, using notation of R1, so current is 0.66 ampere you have calculated, but the question is calculate number of electron, okay, so I'm going to use this formula. This is the last part of the question. This is the last part of the question. The question is I is equal to N E divided by time. Current. Current we have calculated. Sir, current is 0.66. Sir, E. E will be divided. Sir, E is 1.6 exponent minus 19. E is 1.6 exponent minus 19 is equal to n upon t. N upon t means number of electron per unit time. Number of electron per unit time. Current 0.66 divided by E. जी बेटा बनीन, can you tell me how many number of electron per unit time? 4.16 exponent 18. Okay. These are number of electrons, and these electrons are passing through X. These electrons are passing through X. Okay. अच्छा जी, रिकॉर्डिंग मैं बंद कर रहा हूँ.